Should Donald Trump still be making this visit to meet the Queen? You're against that. Should he still be coming to the UK at all, do you think?
I think certainly not a state visit.
And the difference between the two is?
The difference between the two is rolling out the red carpet and, frankly, dragging the Queen into it. You know, I, for one, felt embarrassed on Mrs May's behalf when he grabbed her hand the other day. Either it was choreographed, I think it probably wasn't, or he just did it. I really felt for her, and she didn't look as if she felt comfortable. I certainly wouldn't want anything like that.
But they were going down a little slope, weren't they, from the video I watched? I mean, weren't they just helping each other down some steps?
He's got a phobia of slopes, and there's a certain word for it, which I can't remember.
Whatever happened there, you know, that's Mrs May's choice, but I would not want to see the Queen dragged into an encounter of that kind.
All right, just to clarify, your issue with rolling out the red carpet for a state visit for Trump is that he's an unacceptable world leader that we should be doing this for?
He is a misogynist and a racist, and he is making this world less safe.
OK, did you...
And I don't think...
All right.
I think this state visit is premature, I'd put it like that.
OK, well, let me ask you this then.
We want to have some influence in this so-called special relationship, and he needs to understand that you get the red carpet if you share British values, and at the moment,
OK, well, that's interesting.
Like that.
That's interesting, because I've just had a list here of all the state visits that we've awarded people just this millennium alone. China, United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, Ghana, Russia. Take your pick. I mean, where were the protests? Where were the calls for these people to be banned? Do we agree with... Did China share all our values? Kuwait, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, to behead women and stone them?
I think you make a really good point, that we need to have an ethical foreign policy, and we need to think more carefully before rolling out the red carpet.
Would you ban
for
them?
People with...
OK, so
it's not about a ban. I'm sorry, it's not about a ban.
It is about a ban.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't, because I'm not suggesting that Mr Trump shouldn't be able to come and have meetings with the Prime Minister and so on. I'm just suggesting that the red carpet and a state banquet and an audience with the Queen is something that shouldn't be, doled out too lightly.
Just to push you on this, because I did a bit of research also into the number of countries we've given state visits to where they themselves have bans in place preventing sections of the community from going to their countries, notably Israel. For example, Iran, Kuwait, Lebanon, Libya, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Syria and Yemen, 5 of which are on Trump's ban list. You're not allowed to go there if you have Israel on your passport. A number of people we've given state visits to, the UAE, Kuwait, Saudi, have existing bans on Israelis coming into their country. Now, isn't there just a rank hypocrisy in people jumping up and down? And I wrote a column yesterday condemning what Donald Trump has done in relation to this ban for many reasons. But isn't there a rank hypocrisy?
Because you're obviously, you're someone that he might actually listen to.
Well, I did do that column. It's not about whether, there are certain parts of this ban which make no sense to me. But there's also, I think, a hypocrisy about saying we can't have a red carpet rollout when we're quite happy to do it to countries which have bans on Israelis.
Well, guess what? I'm not happy. I think I've got quite a consistent position on human rights, and I will call out whoever it is, friend or foe. And I just think that we've got the opportunity to influence Mr Trump, just as you've attempted to do in your column. And I think that, we should make some noise about this being a premature visit. And we want him to think again.
But it smacks a little bit, Shami, my problem with it is, it's a bit like when he first said about the blanket Muslim ban, which was outrageous, and I wrote that at the time as well, is that there were calls then to ban him. There was a petition to ban him from the country.
And I did not support that.
Right, but whether you ban him, whether you cancel a state visit, all these things, over a particular policy that he has, there is a hypocrisy again, it seems to me, just generally, in having a position. We hate him because he's trying to ban people or disenfranchise people, and yet we want to punish him by doing the same thing to him.
Look, I don't hate him. I just think we have to use such soft power and influence as we have. You used your column, and I'm suggesting that if he wants to have the great honour of a state visit and an audience with our Queen, whether you're pro or anti-monarchy, under our Constitution, the Queen represents our constitutional democracy.
I wonder if I can ask,
get that lightly.
It has united people against Donald Trump's policy, what he's done over the weekend. I've never seen so many people opposed to what he's done. Daily Mail this morning, extremely critical.
Right.
Is there anything...
Actually, it wasn't that critical with Daily Mail.
Oh, I thought it was.
It says the measures he's announced on Muslims are crude and complicated and in places illogical. But we completely support him coming to Britain on a state visit. Shami talks about influencing. What better way to influence the President of the United States when he comes here and is exposed to the full glare of the British Constitution? He'll meet the Foreign Secretary, the Prime Minister and the Queen. She tells people straight as it is. And let's face it, she's put up with far worse on state visits. Yeah, exactly.
Who do you think is the worst?
President Ceausescu of Romania, who was shot dead by his own people.
Right.
When she saw him in Buckingham Palace, in the grounds of Buckingham Palace, she hid behind a tree with her dogs because she didn't want to talk to him. She did the formal bit that she had to do, but privately she made her position quite
Vladimir
clear.
Putin, 2003, was given the red carpet.
Idi Amin came here twice, the Ugandan despot who killed tens of thousands of his people.
So who would President Trump listen to over this policy, which people generally agree is, you know, at the worst, cruel, and at the best, makes no sense?
Well, let's not forget as well, he did say he was going to do this. We shouldn't be surprised.
Right.
He actually said he would ban all Muslims at one point. The countries that he's chosen, the 7 countries...
The ones where he doesn't have business interests.
Are the ones chosen...
Which I think that's a valid point.
Yeah, but were the ones chosen by President
corrupt.
Obama. But the 7 countries he's chosen were on Obama's list of countries that were potentially dangerous. But, of course, Obama didn't ban them.
Here's the problem,
Obama banned them for 6 months from Iraq.
Here's the problem. I mean, it seemed to me there was a lot of hypocrisy again in the list they came up with. No Saudi Arabia, no Pakistan. If you're going to basically say it's where terrorism is being fomented...
That's why the Mail said
how
it's
can
illogical.
these... Right, I mean, none of the countries which contributed people who committed the 9/11 atrocity are on the list, for example.
Yeah, Bin Laden's from Saudi Arabia,
yes,
and they're not on the list.
Shami, here's my other point about this. And it's a complex issue, and I get why people want to give Trump a bloody nose over this. I gave him one myself yesterday. The problem, it seems to me, is that we've got a president who, in many ways, could be very good for this country. You know, he's talked very positively about Britain. He feels half British. When he rolled out the red carpet for Theresa May, which he did at the White House, he couldn't have made it clearer that we're very important to him, and he wants to do a great trade deal with us. Coming out of European Union, very important for us. Is it not more prudent for this country, rather than having a mass protest and saying we can't have a state visit, cancelling it, humiliating him, making him feel bad, is it not better to be pragmatic and to divorce certain issues and policies and say, look, on this one, we don't agree with you, and to say that loudly and clearly? On trade, we absolutely want to be with you. You know, should we really be banning all these people, cancelling state visits?
About banning anybody.
I know, but some people are, as you're aware. There are many people who want him banned from this country.
Piers, I know that this is difficult, but what you're talking about doesn't sound like pragmatism to me. It sounds like appeasement. This world smells a bit like the 1930s at the moment, and there are people who want to divide and rule and sow hate, and at the moment, the leader of the free world is one of those people.
So if he, for example, turned around and said, right, well, if you're going to cancel my state visit and humiliate me...
postpone it.
Well, wait a minute, but if you're going to do this on the global stage and humiliate me and give me a bloody nose like this, then you can go to the back of the line when it comes to a trade deal. Right. Are you prepared, as a senior member of the opposition in this country, are you prepared for us to lose a potentially massive trade deal just to give Donald Trump a bloody nose over a particular policy?
I'm not interested in blooding anyone's nose. You're the one using all that pugilistic language.
Well, actually, one of the...
You can see that there might be consequences.
I think this state visit is premature, and I think that we need to stand up to Mr. Trump, just as Angela Merkel has, and be clear about our values. And this special relationship has to be built on shared values, or it's worthless.
What if we have a policy that Trump doesn't agree with? Right, there might well be some that come along the way in the next 4 years.
Yeah, like equality for women, for example.
No, not equality. No,
or honouring the Refugee Convention, for example.
No,
Shami. If you want to hear what I'm saying, I'm saying the man is a misogynist and a racist, and he's making this world a more dangerous place.
For example, let me give you an example. I saw yesterday Harriet Harman, a Labour grandee, on television, talking about how furious with Theresa May. We have to stand up to these belligerent American presidents. Harriet Harman voted for the Iraq War, right? I'm afraid there is a lot of hypocrisy about some of the Labour people's positions on this. I'm not accusing you of that, so no, you didn't. But when I see Harriet Harman saying this is disgusting, well, she didn't when she had the chance. So I think there are complications about
Of course, there are
this.
complications. Look, I'm not trying to say that this is easy, and your point about trade and ethics is, is out there. But we have to stand by certain values. His position on women and on Muslims and on torture is just completely unacceptable.
All right.
And